Okay, welcome to episode 10 of Primary Market Podcast. I'm so excited today to chat with someone who I've been following on the gram for maybe a decade, and I have so many questions for you. The great artist Jared Buschang. Is that how I pronounce your last name?
Yep.
Jared Buschang. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
My
This
pleasure.
is my first ever podcast, so
Oh, hell yeah.
you're breaking my cherry, popping
Yeah.
my cherry.
Oh, that's my favorite thing to do. So basically, um, I've got so many questions, but let's just start at the beginning. You know, where you're from, and inquisitive minds are dying to know how you wound up where you are today, and tell that story, please.
Fuck. Hold on a second. So I'm from Rochester, New York. Um, and I'm currently living in Cartagena, Colombia. I've been here for 10 years. Um, like I guess probably 6 years full on, more or less. And then the first four, I did like 6 months here, and then 3 months home, 3 months traveling, that kind of thing.
Wow. So what brought you there originally?
I had a friend from he's from Madrid. We met in New York City. He was like a friend of a friend, and he had moved here because his girlfriend at the time was from Medellin, and he had gotten a job in Colombia. So at the time, I had been really traveling around, kind of just like setting up shop in different cities for 3 months, and really enjoying it. And he was like, why not come to Colombia and see if you like it? And I'm like, okay. Obviously, it's kind of, I think, everyone's first impression when they hear Colombia. Not now. I think it's lost its or at least yeah, to some it's obviously still pretty scary, but I don't know, 10 years ago it was definitely less traveled and whatever. So basically he had like a gallery in a hotel and small space, but he was like, come, I'll get you an apartment, that kind of thing, and just give me 25% of whatever you sell. So I said, okay. And I'm in, and I came down and stayed 2 months. First, I mean, honestly, I was kind of on my own. Like he had work and everything, so I was kind of just like, I mean, I was in the old center of Cartagena, which is, I mean, it's a fucking snow globe, dude. It's like, you know, it's really really nice. It's not dangerous. I mean, it can be, but not just like people trying to like haggle you and shit.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I had a really cool like apartment studio sort of setup. And honestly, I kind of took it seriously. Like I was just like, I want to work, and so that's kind of what I did. I didn't really go out much. I didn't really meet too many people until towards the end. Um,
So you were
and
already an artist at that time.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess that's another conversation, but
We're gonna dive into it.
yeah, yeah, I was for quite a since I got out of college.
Wow. Okay,
Um,
so
yeah,
basically you're spending so you go there for like 6 months, you get like a temporary apartment or something like that, and you have this deal with a guy that kind of brought you there, and you went to Medellin, or where did you go?
no,
And
Cartagena.
Mhm.
I've been in Cartagena like strictly,
The whole time.
yeah. But that was just in the beginning, like I would, because you
Yeah.
can do like 3 months, and then you can leave, and then you can come back for another 3 months. But then besides that, you have to kind of stay away. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of crazy to be honest. So the first 2 months that I was there, I was in this apartment. It was in the old town, super beautiful, overlooking the water, that kind of thing. And then I came back 2 months later, and for like an actual like big show and it's they say they're like a museum, but they're not really a museum. But just like a really beautiful space to show work. I mean, really, really cool place.
So you were getting
Um,
traction immediately.
what's that?
So you were getting art traction pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
incredible.
I mean, I don't want to like downplay anything Cartagena or me or whatever, but there's really not too many people making art here.
Mhm.
And if they are, I don't think it's very seriously. There's a few obviously who do, and they're really good. But in
Yep.
general, it's kind of untouched. You know, it's kind of like a what is it? A big fish in a small pond, or yeah, that kind of, yeah. Um, so then I came back, and I was supposed to be here for 2 weeks. Ended up meeting a bunch of people, kind of at the show, whatever. Ended up meeting like who's kind of like my now best friend and collaborator. His name's Julian Burgos. You probably, I don't know, you probably saw like the paintings we did in Africa and shit.
I think I follow him on the gram.
Yeah. Um, so that's, like my best buddy here. He's in Bogota now. But I met him at the show, and I remember he was like, "Man, you can really push fucking paint around, man." I was like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah, we got a studio. You should come."
Wow.
And I was like, "Yeah, all right." So I went, and there's like 3 or 4 people sharing a studio. Really, really cool. And I was like, "Okay, I could stay longer." So I hit up another one of my friends who basically has, at the time he had less, but now he has probably 50, 60 like Airbnb houses in Cartagena.
Yo,
Crazy shit.
I'm
Like,
sure some of my friends have stayed at them for their bachelor parties.
definitely.
Don't
um, so I
bring
was,
the black light.
what's that?
He said, "Don't bring the black light."
Yeah, no. um, so I asked him, I was like, man, I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but um, do you want to like do a trade? I'll, give you some paintings and you can give me a place to stay. He's like, yeah, sure. So I'd give him a couple paintings a month, and I'd move from house to house to house to house to house based on availability. So in the end, I mean, this over the course of probably 3 or 4 years, I did
Yeah.
this, and I probably stayed in like 60, 70 different places, like apartments, houses, but I'd have like a 15-bedroom house with 2 pools to myself. And yeah, it was fucking nuts, honestly. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna live here. Why not?
It's
And yeah,
incredible.
it really sucked me in, honestly. It was
Wow.
fun. I mean, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I cannot imagine.
Yeah. So yeah, and also like, yeah, we had the studio, and then making art and selling art too. It's like there's people with money here, and the apartments are huge. So everything here is like, it's not like New York City apartments, right? They're like big, spacious apartments that need big paintings.
Yep, that's really
So
cool.
yeah, kind of just
So I want to get into your art journey, but just a little bit more on Colombia. So, like,
yeah.
essentially, you fell in love with the people and the place, and uh, like, what else about it, has drawn you there? Do you feel like it's like a cosmic connection, or I don't know?
Well, I mean, I think that is not that I'm like gonna outgrow Cartagena. Like, I really like it as a home base, um, but it doesn't like offer as much as I would kind of like. I think now, um, but I do like I love the city, obviously. I have really good friends here. And everything's in like really close quarters too. Like we all live in the same neighborhood, so it's like, oh, you want to grab dinner, and it's like that. You want to go to the gym, well, it's like that. You want to play tennis, you want to play basketball, it's
Amazing.
like Yeah,
That
so
community is so powerful.
yeah, no, I mean it really is nice, and you know, being here for 10 years, there's a ton of expats here. There's a lot of like, you know, Colombians that we all hang out with as well.
Yep.
Um, and everyone's super nice, really cool. Um, it's yeah, I don't know.
You've
Uh,
definitely kept your East Coast swag though.
Say that
You don't
again?
like your vintage US Open hat and the Rochester tee. You've kept your
Uh,
East Coast swag.
yeah, I have to bring in a new load of clothes every time I come. Otherwise, you're going to be dressed like this, and you know,
Yeah.
like yeah, it's tough here.
Wow. Okay,
uh,
so let's dive into the art. So please, let's go from childhood of like, your early work or you in art class, and then like we'll take it to this present day. I want the whole history lesson,
all
please.
right. Um, So you know, as a kid, I fucking doodled. That was my thing, you know, in class. I mean, I was never diagnosed ADD, but probably have it. Um, and can you give me 1 sec?
Yeah. Speaking of ADD.
Oh my cat. Come on. Okay, if you want to say hi quick. Say hi.
Hello, kitty. What's the cat's name?
Looney.
Looney.
Eh,
¿Cómo estás? You only speak Spanish?
No, she's from New York.
Oh, what's up?
um. Okay. All right. Are you gonna be noisy? Okay. Sorry, I might have to let her out in a sec.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would, you know, I drew as a kid. You know, I liked art class, I guess.
Hmm.
And then, but I think like I started really taking it. I mean, I went to school for photography. You know, I did like the whole St. John's and then to the International Center for Photography (ICP).
Well,
So
okay.
through,
You're doodling. I want to get through high school though, also, and what led you to, talk to
um,
people.
so I guess like yeah, I mean, I made art all throughout high school.
Uh,
But it was a lot of like in like when I started taking photography classes, I started merging them, and I was like drawing on top of the photographs, and that kind of
did you
made
think
up.
you'd be a photographer? Like, did you think you were gonna do print photography or like kind of monetize that somehow, or like go into
Well,
fine?
yeah, I mean, I think the idea was to be a photographer, and then yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really love photography. I think more than I do painting, to be honest. And I
Whoa.
think yeah, and I think at this point, it's like I kind of keep it sacred, you know, like not having to make money off of it makes it like still fun. I'm not saying painting is not fun,
Yeah.
but like it's definitely
Keeping it pure in your heart. Wow.
yeah, without having to like go. Man, I fucking hated sitting in front of a computer editing for 5 hours, and I was like really serious. Like I'd go out and shoot in the street probably, you know, 4 or 5 hours a day, and then I'd come home and I'd edit everything. I'd do it all again the next day. I took it
Well,
extremely seriously.
so what was your style like, or what is your?
Um, I mean, you can look on if you go to my website. I'm working on a series now called "Everything Happens So Much," and it's kind of like a the second part of my first series, which is called "The Way of Things." The idea is that it might be like a two-part book,
I'll put a
like
link in the YouTube. But what is your website?
jaredbushang.com.
All right, just wanted to make sure.
Um, so yeah, the basically what I've been doing is going through, I guess, 20 years of photographs now and trying to make sense of them. And I'm still shooting actively, you know, basically every day, and mostly on my phone. But
Wow,
making like these diptychs for, you know, a big ass coffee table.
that's so
Yeah,
exciting, unbelievable. I can only imagine some of the things that you've seen in the streets of Cartagena.
yeah. Um, so yeah,
Okay, so
then
you go
okay,
to
so
so you're now at art school at St. John's.
yep,
Or,
and I did my whole junior year at ICP, which is
what's
the
that?
International Center for Photography.
Oh, and
It's
where
a
is that?
it was in the Grace Plaza in Manhattan, but they moved now to I think Ludlow or
Oh,
Stanton, one of
it's in New
those.
York City.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's a serious photo school. Um, and yeah, it was fun, and it was really nice. I think that's actually kind of how I started actually like drawing and painting more. Was well, I had a teacher. I remember. I'm not going to say his name. He probably won't see this, but he really liked me as a photographer and whatever. And um, kind of over time, we had a not a falling out, just like he kind of started to annoy me a bit. And I was his TA. So this was my senior year,
Okay.
and I was his TA, and I was not really paying attention. I was drawing, whatever. And so all the people at ICP, so I was 20, 21 at the time, and all the other students are all mostly international, and like they range from probably like 20 to 60 years old, and so it's all like older people for the most part, or and people who really take the shit seriously.
Mhm.
It's definitely not like a undergrad experience, I guess. It's people who like actually want to be photographers and are there and paying serious money to do so. And then you have like a lot of um, very, 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 very rich kids who just kind of want something to do and
Wow.
a reason to be in New York
Yeah.
and a visa.
Well, so um, not to interrupt, but help me. Or what were some of the biggest like quick takeaways? Uh, what you learned at art school. I mean, at that school for learning international photography.
Um, Honestly, though, every class was like critique. So you're just talking about photos till you're fucking blue in the face.
But that's gotta train you so well. Like if you saw my camera roll,
Oh man,
disgusted. No, I
I mean,
mean not
it was
from
fun like the first semester, and then but you do like you're taking all like serious black and white courses, color, film photography, printing color, film photography, learning how to print a photo like for a gallery show or a museum
wow.
show. Um, yeah, I mean it kind of like trained you to be professional, I guess. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah. And then was it before the iPhone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean the iPhone was just not before the iPhone, but before Instagram.
Right, right, right.
You know what I mean? It was like still when you're like kind of taking photos on Instagram and then like hitting X Pro.
Yeah, exactly. Hitting like all of them have filter or hashtag no filter.
Yeah. But I mean, I was in ICP in 2011, so
Okay.
yeah.
So
But then, that class, that teacher kind of made a joke, like, "Oh, I guess is this like the start of your painting career?" And it really lit a fire under my ass. I was like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe it is." So I went home and I just started like painting. And honestly, that's why.
dude, this is nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that's like a half truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but nice. It's good lore for your career.
Yeah, I guess. I wouldn't want to give him like the credit though.
Uh,
Um, but yeah, and so also kind of simultaneously, that was my senior year of college, and I was doing an internship at Def Jam, and
Russell. Russell is still in the country.
yeah, I mean that was certainly eye opening. Um,
Did you go to any Diddy parties?
no,
Those
uh,
came later in fucking Cartagena.
what's that?
Those came later in Colombia.
Yeah, no. So yeah, then I was doing that at Def Jam, and I did not like it. And in my head, I kind of like saw myself like this is how I'm gonna make money from photography is like shooting album covers or doing. I was also like
Who
you
was
know
Ricky? Who was the photographer? Like he always would do this. Rick something like Def Jam. Uh, Rick.
as a photographer.
He was a photographer. He was a street photographer. He would do this. He died. Ricky, rapping with the Rickster.
I don't know.
Hold on. I got to get his name. Ricky Powell. Did you know who that is?
No.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. I
He was
mean,
like very involved with New York City, like hip hop, Def Jam. You know.
I've probably seen his photos. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's all right. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I thought I was gonna like survive is like being like a music photographer or a fashion photographer, shoot editorial. Um, and I was like Papooses photographer for a while, like his personal photographer,
Wow.
and that was like I was kind of in that world for a bit, and it was insane. And I kind of said, "Fuck all this! I don't want anything to do with this."
Yeah.
And yeah, then I was kind of dove head into the painting and the drawing, and yeah, that's all
That's
short.
incredible. So now we're like at 2012, 2013.
Exactly.
And so you're starting to say to yourself, geez, like, I
Yeah,
can really make a go at this.
yeah. So 2013, I basically just graduated, and I decided to stay in New York. I was sleeping on a love seat in my friend's apartment in Jamaica, Queens.
Hell yeah.
Um, I was working at the Bowery Electric. I don't know if you remember that place.
Good. Probably saw you there because I was living in the city
Yeah.
at the
And
time.
so I was like coming home from like a shift 5 in the morning and then like painting for like 5 hours and then sleeping for like 5 hours and then going back to work.
Wow.
And I did that for about 5, 6 months. And then, excuse me, sorry, I just had soup. Um,
Well, I like it.
um, and then I got a phone call from my friend Pep, who is a really good photographer in New York. And he's like, "Oh, uh, I have a job in Spain shooting for Mizuno. You want to come with me as my assistant?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, you have a passport?" No. And so I like
The birth
rushed
of the passport, bro.
passport in like I don't know 10 days, something like that,
I didn't.
and I was off to Spain. Went to Barcelona for like the last 5 days for like vacation. Ended up meeting a girl. Said, "Oh, I'm gonna like come here and live with you." She
Come
said,
on.
"Okay." So I moved to Barcelona, and
Oh, you're wild.
during that time, I went back to New York. I'm the friend of Larry and Jane, and he's like, yes. He emails me like right away. I don't know, a couple hours, and he's like, "Come to my studio tomorrow. This is how you get there." So I'm thinking, all right, fuck it, why not? So I, take the train to the funicular, and I'm going up the fucking mountain in Barcelona, and I'm walking up another mountain to get there. I mean, it was insane. And suddenly, I'm like basically in like the Beverly Hills of Barcelona. And I ring the gate, and he comes and he lets me in. And he had just bought the house next to his, tore it down and built like the coolest, most beautiful studio I've ever seen in my life. You have to Google it, honestly. I can send it to you after.
Yeah, I'll put it in
Um,
the link.
so yeah, he shows me around the house. We have lunch, meet his assistants, everything like that, and he shows me his collection. Shows me all. I mean, he's got two Miros. He's got a Duchamp. He's got Joseph Beuys everywhere. I mean, the place is a museum. And so he sits me down, like this kind of, and he's like, "So what do you want?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "What do you want?" I go, I don't know. Like, maybe to meet some, like, artists in Barcelona. He's like, "Okay, okay." I go, and man, I almost threw up. I'm like, "At a studio?" And he,
Yo, yeah, you had to.
I had to. And he's like, "Okay, I give you this room up here." And so he emptied out like a bedroom in like the top floor of his house and
Come
gave me,
on.
he's like, "You come at 9, you leave at 5, you don't drink, we lunch at 1, blah, 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 blah." And I went there basically every day for 2 months.
Whoa.
Unreal experience. And, like, this was when Instagram started popping off too. So I'm like posting pictures of me at this, like, famous artist house. I mean, famous is a weird word to describe him, but a well
So
known in Spain at least. Um,
yeah, and he's doing well enough to
yeah,
be
so
buying Merlots.
he I mean, yeah. So I come to find out, like, Miro was basically one of his mentors. He knew Dali personally. He had like a group show with Picasso, like this kind of shit. Um, and I'm
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm 23 years old, trying to become an artist. I'm like, this is the best thing that could possibly happen to me. And actually, also from that, like, people started seeing me in these situations and kind of associating me with that. And I think that's also why
Yeah, that's enormous.
I had
And how
like
was your Spanish at that point?
non-existent. I mean, it still sucks.
Are you serious? So do you speak Spanish there or English or?
I can like get by, but I can't understand anything. It's like a travesty. I don't know.
Come on.
Okay, to be fair, no, I mean, to be fair, uh, the way people speak in Cartagena is basically the equivalent of like going to New Orleans.
Whoa.
Yeah. So like, you say pescado is fish,
Yeah.
Here they say pescado. So no E's, no S's. It's like, I mean, people in my friend group, they obviously speak, but like, if I want to have a conversation with a normal person in Cartagena, it's difficult, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
10
But I can,
years.
yeah, I mean, I try.
Yeah.
Try.
Hey, no, no hate. That's so fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, most of my friends are American. I can really get by. I just can't have like a serious conversation. Like my girlfriend and I, we speak in English. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sometimes I'll say something in Spanish,
Yeah.
a bit funky.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Um. So yeah. So that's kind of.
Okay, so now, so you do, how much time did you spend in España?
So I spent that like 3 months there, and then I came home, and the girlfriend that I had at the time was from Mallorca. So I ended up moving back and forth to Mallorca to New York for like 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I
Where's
was in
Mallorca? It's on the coast?
Mallorca is the like an island next to Ibiza, Menorca.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a crazed, weird place to go, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. Mallorca's fucking
I'm
incredible.
sure.
And it's actually like Palma, the main city. It's a big city. Like, it feels like a mini Barcelona in a way.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, I did like, I don't know, we lived in Strasbourg, France for a little bit with her parents. Um, and then I mean, yeah, it was Mallorca, Rochester.
So
Um,
were you just living off painting at that time, or did you have any side hustles, or like what were you doing?
I was just living off painting.
Wow.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I wasn't making serious money. I was just kind of
Yeah, just getting
being,
by
yeah,
like an artiste.
yeah. I mean, I was also young. I didn't have any responsibilities. It was fun. I did get. I was also getting like some photo jobs at the time as well. Um, but yeah, yeah. I haven't had a job since college, basically, or in
Man.
yeah. I mean, I'm lucky. It's nice. It's
Yeah,
not always the easiest, but it was fun.
totally. Okay,
Yeah.
so you
Um,
spend some time in Europe and then ultimately then head back to the States. And so are you still with the girl that you lived in France with, or like what is that story?
at the time, no, we'd broken up basically when I came to Colombia. Um, you know,
Okay, so we have so you were still with her essentially because you went like I'm saying so Europe the Europe tour happens, then you go back to
yeah.
Rochester, you go back to New York City.
And then when I came
We went
to
straight from Europe to Colombia.
10 years ago, yeah, then yeah, we just ended. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so basically, now you're just kind of getting serious with your painting. And what were some of your inspirations as a painter? And like, how were you envisioning your career at that time, 10 years ago? And like, um, understanding the art market, or like, what was your take on it then? And we'll dive
Uh,
into the progression.
yeah. I mean, I I think when I was younger, I really wanted to be like a famous artist. Of course, I think most people do, or at least then.
Every single
Uh,
person, everyone on this podcast so far, I mean, we're 10 for 10.
yeah. Um,
Basically, like, what were some of the factors that kind of helped you monetize your work, and then like uh how does that affect the style of your work and what you're making?
okay. I mean, that's a great question. Um, I think, I mean, my art probably better than the average person, and I make a lot of different things.
I
Um,
mean, what's behind you right now are, I would guess, are two different artists.
yeah, and then, I mean, this is just, but yeah.
Unbelievable, unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, this probably doesn't necessarily work out to my advantage, but I don't fucking care. Like, I want to make the art that I want to make, and it's really that simple. And I don't like plan anything, so when I get up to a canvas, I'm like, the first mark definitely dictates what's going to happen. The first piece of tape definitely dictates what's going to happen. You know.
Wow.
I mean, there's also like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like a little bit out of the loop these days, just because I'm not
Well,
really
yeah.
looking at a ton of art. You know. I
Hmm.
mean, I'm on Instagram and I'm following 800 different artists, but I can't keep who they are. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's tough. It's oversaturated, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think, but I'll become like obsessed. I'll see something that I like by an artist that I don't even really like, and I'll be like, "Oh, that painting's really cool. How can I?" Well, mostly, I'm interested in how things are painted. I think that's what kind of like drew me to de Kooning at first because there's a painting there called Pink Angels. I don't know if you know it. It's like the yellow and pink one,
Oh, hold on.
and I really just couldn't understand how it was painted, like how he did it. And
I don't know this one, but it looks like classic de Kooning for sure.
yeah, but there's like parts in it that I just like I don't know how he did it, and it like fucks with me.
Really? So like, um, what about it? Like, I mean, it's very good, but
It's a
like,
great.
what, what about the methodologies in the painting confuse you? Like the pink parts, the
It's
yellow
like
parts.
there's just like little sections where it's I think like the way it's layered or something. It just I mean now if I look at it, I have a definitely a better idea of how it was made. But
Yeah,
when I was young, 10, 15 years ago, this was like, whoa,
no,
this is
totally. But he's also like one of the masters of all time. So like, it's
yeah,
like listening to Yo Yo Ma, or like listening to Stevie Ray Vaughan or something.
yeah,
Like they're just nasty,
yeah.
and
That's
like like it's just those tiny little flourishes that set them apart on
yeah.
such an
I
extraordinary.
I think that's the thing too is that like the masters they have a touch. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you watched that like interview that I think Peter Sutherland did where he interviewed Richard Prince.
No, but I love them both.
Yeah. So um they were like in a studio and he was like doing all the doodles on the de Kooning books. So that's when he would like scan them and then make these like composite paintings, which that really interests me a lot. And but like I just you could see that Richard Prince's touch was like masterful. Like he knew exactly like I mean he's I'm sure like classically trained to some extent,
Mhm.
which I'm not, you know what I mean? And I think that that's something that's always kind of like held me back and like kind of caused the reason of why I paint the way that I paint. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense. Like, uh,
Um, so it's like in my head, I'm always like kind of practicing still. Like every painting is like still practice. Trying to get better and then also trying to do something interesting. I mean, being a painter is easy and also hard. You know,
mhm.
it's like to make something original is
So
difficult. Oh, like you know,
with
they're
that
like
strategy,
yeah, it's like an actual gallery. You
so
know,
like participating in that world, essentially.
exactly. I mean, I've definitely yeah. Come on, I live in Colombia, man. Like I'm outside of it, you know, and I'm totally okay with that, right? Um, but yeah,
But how did you think like what I'm trying to hammer at is like I'm trying to inspire other potential listeners who want to be able to make a living off of their art, but not necessarily going through the traditional methodology or the traditional channels. So I want to
so
understand how you viewed it then, and then the progression of how you view it today.
I think when I was younger, I really focused on like making meaningful connections with people. It sounds like cliche or whatever, but like I would do my best to meet people. And now I'm like a little bit more reserved and like shy when it comes to these things because I don't want to be an asshole. But you know, like I was, and this sounds ridiculous, but and annoying as well, and I probably was. But I've sold paintings to three people that I've sat next to on an airplane.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just like, and the thing is that I know when I start talking to somebody that, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a painter. Oh, can I see your paintings? Yeah, here they are. Oh, what you know? It's like I know what I'm doing, but it's still the truth, you know?
Amazing.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I mean, 95.832% of artists that I've spoken with don't have that gene or that skill set.
yeah, I know.
So, how did you know you had that, and like, how did you know you could lean into it? I don't know. I want to hear more. This is unbelievable. It's incredible salesmanship.
Well, I think I've kind of always had that like salesmanship in me. Um, I mean, when I was in high school, I sold the most coupon cards, and I was that kid. You know, I mean, I got like a
Wow.
was like nationally ranked for like things and like ran separate side businesses off of the the cards that were like, you know, doing this kind of shit. Um, yeah,
That's unbelievable. So, like,
and then
it's also
yeah,
interesting that someone with that incredible, unique skill set that you didn't get into real estate or,
um, I mean, I remember like in 10th grade. So I guess it was ninth grade. But, like in 10th grade, I went to Amsterdam to play basketball for like you know organization or whatever,
Mhm.
and I had to raise $5,000 to go. And so every day I would go to Rite Aid before school and I would buy like 33-cent, you know, big candy bars. And I'd sell like 20 or 30 candy bars a day in high school. basically funded my trip by selling candy bars. So yeah,
Good.
this kind of shit. Yeah.
You always had a gift for a hustle.
Suppose.
That's incredible.
Oh,
And
cold.
so that begs the question, have you ever considered representing other artists?
I have. Um, but it's weird because I still want the client to buy my own stuff. You know.
Of
I mean,
course, of course.
like my friend. Uh, well, yeah, I won't talk about it, but I try to like get people or like clients that I have to buy like the works of my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
really
that's.
good. And
Um,
then,
I don't know, man. I just want to like paint and play basketball and fuck off. I don't really
yeah,
want to represent it.
yeah. Do you like? Uh, is there a big basketball scene there?
No, no. But I just got kind of like involved with in like a group, and they're all like these Colombian kids. And they're funny. But one just got back from playing pro in like Paraguay. He's actually
Whoa.
really good. So I haven't like yet played like serious pickup with the group, but
Yeah.
I'm because mostly they play like pretty far in like the barrios.
Oh,
Uh,
damn. Dope.
but there's a couple courts close by, and sometimes they come out here and they like film the games and everything. So
Wow. But you're in the loop.
when I make one of the highlight reels, I'll send it to you.
You better.
But no, I mean, it's some of my friends play. We can get people to get together. We play a lot of tennis. We play paddle, like padel.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a
It's really
huge.
taking off here also. Okay,
Um,
so we've got the progression of your time in Europe and your college and your art school and how you ended up now you've wound up in Colombia and you've been there for 10 years, but can you tell us a little bit more about how you really like okay, you were able to kind of sell your works to whoever, but like, tell us the story of how like you kind of are building a name for yourself and um, like getting yourself plugged into the art community that does exist in Colombia.
um, I'm not, not really. I mean,
Wow.
it's so well. Yeah, honestly, I mean, I haven't really had like a big show here or a gallery show or anything like with. It's mainly just selling to people on Instagram. I do like my own pop up shows sometimes. Um, I'm having a
Wow.
show in Medellin at the end of the month, which should be
Yeah.
cool.
That's and
I
then the
mean,
cost of shipping from Colombia to wherever.
yeah, it's expensive. I mean, I always ship in a roll and let the client stretch it, and then that way, if they
Yeah.
don't want to do something immediately, it saves them money, it saves me time, saves me
Yeah.
hassle.
Awesome.
Um, and then, yeah, I mean, my prices have gone up gradually, as they should.
Yep.
Um, but I do have to be relatively careful because Colombia is in New York. I'm not selling paintings for $15,000.
Yep.
Um, and I think keeping that fair. I don't know. This is weird. But uh, I mean, once you sell a few for 10,000, then you
That becomes the price.
really shitty to sell one for 3,000 to somebody. You know what I mean? So I try to
Totally.
keep them in the 3 to 8 area, which I think for an emerging artist is fair.
Absolutely.
And it keeps a roof on my head, and I can travel, and
Awesome.
yeah, I think it's. I mean,
And
there might come a time when I graduate from this, and I hope, obviously.
without question, without
Yeah,
question, just got to
yeah.
keep marking and banging the drum.
But yeah, I mean, you can't sell paintings for too much here because people don't have that money, honestly,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
not enough people do. You know,
Did you ever see there was a T-shirt or a Prozac ad that looks almost exactly like that painting
like
of
this.
the paintings?
Ah, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's so
Honestly.
crazy. It's unbelievable.
Hmm.
Um, and so like, talk to us a little bit more. Oh, we only have a little time left, but talk to us a little bit more about like what you're trying to convey in each one with each one's style.
Um, See, that's something. I mean, people want to know that, but what I've come to realize is that I know what the painting is about like 6 months to a year after I painted it.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's
But
astonishing.
I mean, it needs time to marinate. Like I'm working like a fucking madman over here, just painting, 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 painting. I mean, I paint every day for the whole day, so it's like I don't. Not every piece has like a specific meaning. I think you know that, but
Open to interpretation.
yeah, of course, and I think also yeah, like the view. I mean, if somebody really wants to know what a painting's about, I can make something up,
Yeah,
or whatever. But for the most part, I'm just. It's for me. It sounds bad. It's work though. I'm
yeah.
working.
No,
It's like people ask me like, "Oh, what's your inspiration?" Like, fuck if I know, dude. It's habit. It's habitual. I wake up.
coming from your heart.
I paint.
Incredible.
And I love doing it, but it's like I'm not like out here to like do something crazy or profound. Like I'm really just
Wow.
making art to because I love doing it. And yeah, I mean, maybe in 6 months I'll be like, oh, this is about a Prozac commercial. So, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Wow.
like a lot of at the end of the day, painting is design to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Like its end is in somebody's house or a museum or something like that. So I don't really shy away from making things that are pretty or that I think look nice. Sometimes a painting is just a painting.
Wow.
And
Neat.